Hello everyone, Larry Satchwell here again. Today, starting a big project, closet redo. We've lived in this house for about 35 years, longer, I'm not sure, 34, 36. We've lived in this house a long time. And our closet is a mess, as you can see here. My wife would die if she knew I was showing this. She doesn't look at all my videos. Anyway, I promised her this new closet last spring, and then track season started. So you know where we're at with that. So I want to make a pattern board. These are going to be hanging in the closet on French cleats. So this piece is going to be cut off of each one. This corner is going to be into the closet, and to avoid getting hit with it by your knee all the time, I'm just going to round it off. Simple enough. There's going to be a shelf on top of this. Now I certainly don't need a hole every inch. So I've got this clamped up. I've got my square across here so I can square it to the other side. And I've got it clamped down so it stays in place. I'm using the 1/4 inch. And this has a little starter, and then you put it in. And I'm going to use every other mark here. Now once I get this pattern done, I'm going to go all the way down that side. But for right now, all right, on this side, this is my pattern. This is critical that I get this straight. So I'm going to, once again, line these holes up. That looks good. So I've got everything lined up, but this is the piece of plastic I need. So we'll go right here. And this, of course, is getting clogged up. So now it's time to move this down one. And to do that, it gives you a indexing hole here. That's 1/4 inch. I've got a 1/4 inch drill bit. And I'm going to put that in there. And now all I have to do is run the holes again. I want these holes to go all the way through. So I don't want blowout. And blowout is when you drill through this other side. It sometimes breaks the wood. I don't want blowout. So I'm going to clamp 2 boards together, very carefully lining them up. Actually, it looks like it's easier to clamp all 3 of these together. So now the difficult part here is to making sure you keep the drill going straight. It doesn't have far to go, so it's not hard. I can actually feel it breaking through the other side. So I made the pattern board, and then I transferred all those holes to each of the 8 uprights that I've got so far. I think that'll be enough. There was blowout on each side, so I sanded it first, and then with my router and a 1/4 inch roundover bit, I went through each hole and cleaned them up individually. It just took a second to do each hole. This is where the French cleats go, and so this is my pattern board once again. This line needs to be pretty straight, so I cut it with my circular saw as opposed to a jigsaw, trying to get the line straight as possible. Once I had that side cut, I used my jigsaw to cut out the other parts and then sanded it up to the line to get it as straight as I possibly could. All these French cleats need to line up perfectly or the shelves will not set level. And then I did the same thing on the corner. Again, this is my pattern board. Cut it close to the line, and then using a sanding block, sanded it right up to the line. Once I had that cut out, then I transferred each one of those cuts to all the boards again, and then I could set up my template with my pattern cutting bit, which has a bearing on the top, and cut each board exactly the same, cutting out the French cleat and rounding over the corner.